Okay, my ladies, this year, 2024, we're going to be different. We're going to stand out because if we want him to desire us, if we want to be different than the other girls out there, than the competition, then we have to be different. If you want to stand out, you have to do something different, right? With anything. You're going to get what you've always got if you're doing what you've always done. Go up to him first. Approach him first. Introduce yourself. Typically, men approach us, I know you know we all get approached by men, right? Usually, they have to do the work in that sense. Mix it up sometimes. If you see somebody that you want to go talk to, assuming, they're single and looking for somebody, go up and introduce yourself. Let them know that you're interested. That's one. Compliment them. Men don't typically get compliments. Not usually. I don't think it's something that they are as comfortable with receiving as we are. Hey, your hair looks really nice today. Or you look really great in that outfit. Or, you're handsome, whatever, just whatever, the same type of things that we like to hear, right? We love compliment. Or tell him how much you appreciate him, how hard you see that he's working, or you appreciate that he went and picked up groceries, or whatever it is. Just try, instead of just receiving compliments, try to give it to the man. I think it stands out more to them because they aren't as used to it. So they're going to remember that you took the time to compliment them. Number 3, I would say don't focus on their work or money as much. Unfortunately, we get the rap for, always being out for money. And I think men have a lot of pressure on themselves around making money, how much they make, where they make, what their status is. And that's difficult for men to deal with, right? So let's not add to that by, especially when you're, first couple of dates with them, don't be hounding them about how much they make or what, hopefully they're not talking a ton about it anyway, but just that shouldn't matter, right? That shouldn't really matter anyway if you're wanting something healthy. I'm not saying it's not good for them to be working, of course. You want them to have a reliable job and everything like that, but you don't want them to get the impression that that's all that you care about, because I'm sure that's not all that you care about. So I would avoid that. Be different. Sometimes that's something that gets talked about too much and too much emphasis on it. Let them know that you see more in them than just what paycheck they bring home. Okay. Next. Don't be afraid to share your unique opinions about things. So what do you think about things? And maybe don't always wait for him to ask. Don't be afraid to just jump in and say, hey, this is what I think about that. Hey, I see that opinion that you have, but I disagree. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying be aggressive with it, of course, but you have a lot to bring to the table too. Show initiative to just bring it up on your own. And I think that says a lot about confidence and just about showing that you value what you think, so you expect them to too. And that stands out. That stands out because a lot of girls, unfortunately, are more timid to share opinions because sometimes that's how we're raised or that's how society, kind of treats us. That's going to be attractive to just come out on your own and voice your opinion. And don't do it in a, I'm not saying hog all the attention. You don't have to share an opinion on everything. I wouldn't say take it to an extreme, because that's also annoying. You don't want to be annoying in the sense of like you're always just dominating the conversation. But when you have a strong opinion, or even just an interesting opinion, don't hold yourself back from sharing that, thinking that, you have to just hear everything he's saying and that your opinion isn't valued as much, because that is so untrue. And I think there are a lot of men that actually do appreciate that in a female. Next. Oh, also with like society. So this kind of ties into the last one. Like, so not only share your own opinions, but be who you want to be, not so much what society wants you to be, right? Females are sometimes where there's just a certain stigma in society of maybe how we're supposed to be. And yes, you can go on dates and you can try to be what, you think they want to see, or what you think is acceptable. And that might work for a little while, but people can only wear a mask and hide who they really are and what they are really like for so long. So I always say, just be who you are from the beginning. Don't put on a front, because that only causes more problems and disappointments later. And who wants somebody to fall for you when that's not really you, right? So be yourself. Don't be don't try to guess what he wants you to be, because just like we can pick up when guys are being fake, some men are going to pick up if you're not being genuine. And that's not attractive. When you are being your authentic self, there's a happy, positive, calm kind of energy. That's gonna transcend to him. He's gonna pick up on that. He's gonna remember that. That's gonna feel calm and like relaxing and safe. You just have to be you. Just be you. And the people that are supposed to love you will love you. They're going to be attracted to you. That energy is so much more positive than trying to force yourself into like a little mold of what you think or what you've been told you should be by someone or something else, right? So next, what is this, number 6, I think? Let's stop obsessing and just spending so much time on the social media, right? So especially when you're dating and you're trying to get somebody, a male's attention, you don't want to necessarily be like on your phone checking how many likes you got, taking selfies, like, fixing your hair constantly, like just, although maybe there's a time and place for that, my experience, that's not super attractive to men. That there's a fakeness or like almost like a self-absorbed kind of feel to that, or like, you're posting, for the rest of the world, and you're giving your attention and everything to the rest of the world. When you're in a moment with him, that, I don't know, in my opinion, that's not cool. But to a guy, that's just going to seem off-putting. That's like, oh, she's just obsessed and superficial and worried about how much attention she's getting from these people on social media, right? So try to be more present. Focus on him. Don't worry so much about if your hair's in the perfect place or if you can get a selfie every which way you go. Now, obviously, everything in moderation, right? I'm not saying never. I'm not saying that there's no male that's going to be okay with that or whatever. I just mean, like, there's something just attractive, extra appealing that's going to stand out from other females if you're not always so obsessed with getting, posting, and it's just be in the moment, have fun, be relaxed, be chill, and focus on the date, right? That's what you're there for. Focus on the date. Don't be worrying about other stuff. That's silly. It's silly. Also, as females, we have a tendency to, if we see a behavior or something that bothers us that guys do, we tend to not say anything, right? No. Let's stop doing that. 2024, right? Point out the bad behavior. I'm not saying cause a fight or do it in a rude way or anything like that, but if something bothers you that a male's doing, especially on a date, especially right away, like, let them know that bothers you. See how they react to it. See if they're going to respect you. See if, if you felt did you feel comfortable when you addressed it? Or did they make you feel bad for saying something? Right? But so not only is that healthy and how we should be regardless, it's also going to stand out and be different from other females, which he's going to notice, because typically us girls, we just let things slide, right? We let little things that bother us slide a lot. Sometimes there are certain men that are really attracted to females that challenge them. So maybe not all, but you're gonna pick up on that super quickly. So yes, he's gonna notice. He's gonna notice that you are sticking up for yourself, that you're challenging him a little bit, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's very healthy, and I think it's strong. Don't do it in a disrespectful or mean way. There's no need for that, of course. But you have every right to say if something bothers you in a respectful and calm way. And if that man's worth the time, he's going to respect it and he's going to understand that. And if he doesn't, then there you go. I mean, that's one thing you could consider right away. I mean, that's a quick way to kind of see how the rest of the relationship will go. So not only would you stand out, it's also like a little, you could almost be kind of not really testing it, but kind of just seeing, observing how he acts if you point out something, if you challenge, a behavior that he does that, is either bothersome to you or offensive to somebody else or whatever it is. It's just a good insight to the type of person that you're dating, that you're meeting. And that could be really helpful. Just observing how people are in situations is, I think, a huge clue. Very important. Very helpful. So, 2 for 1, right? You stand out, you're different, but you're also getting a good clue as to how he would be in the future with you. So it's a win-win in my opinion. So those are my 6, 7-ish little secrets that will get his attention. Men desire, confidence, strength. At least the good ones, right? The ones you want. They're going to respect you. And they're going to respect you and like you for being you, as they should. And that's what you want. That's what we all want. So let me know. Try these out as you're dating. Get back to me and please subscribe, like, and comment. And thank you so much.